Welcome to the 1 and 0 podcast. I'm your host, Tom Skeen, here with the man himself, Don Dishes, aka Dante Reynolds, man of many names, the voice of the Teal Sleeve Boys. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, Dom. How you doing, brother?
Good. We finally have some baseball to talk about. As you know, on
Yeah.
this channel, we're gonna have Don Dishes, aka Dante Reynolds, the voice of the Teal Sleeve Boys. But we still haven't decided on what name you're actually, going with this season. You're kind of wearing a lot of different hats, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm always I'm a cook in the kitchen wearing those different hats like you said. But yeah, cuz musically it's Don Dishes. Worldly and motherly, from birth it's Dante Reynolds, so the two worlds collide often.
Absolutely. Let us know down in the comments if you got a suggestion. Which one do you think Don should be going by on this podcast? We got the nameplate
Word.
last week as Dante Reynolds. This week we went with Don Dishes again, just to mix it up a little bit. But today, we finally have some baseball to talk about, so we're gonna get into it. How important are early results for the Mariners? That's the topic of today's video. And I want to just start off asking you, Don, how important are these early results for the Mariners? How much of these early results have you been able to watch over the last first 5 games?
Right. Historically the early wins always come back, of course, to haunt those teams that scratch by or lose by, or miss the dance by one or two, So those early wins can be annoying, or losses can be annoying, and you want to win early because you want to win in general. But I think you learn, you don't lose, you learn, as Lofa told us, Tatupu, shout out. You just gotta learn from those losses and get those dubs. As we see, the W's came, and we look good. We look like we're clicking, and so if we see the wheels get shaky again, then I think as long as we're learning, then we're winning.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things with culture that I don't like is when fans go after players or the team for making mistakes or for doing something
Mm.
that obviously they didn't want to do. Brendan Donovan had that errant throw in the 10th inning, that allowed Cleveland to score a run. That was Saturday night, that 6-5 loss to Cleveland. And then, I always hear these fans go back and talk about the early season losses. Man, if we had just won this one game versus the Royals, we would have made the playoffs. And hindsight
Right.
is always 2020. How do you feel about the culture when you hear all these things?
Yeah, I think that when that comes into play and people are leaning on that aspect of it, like, oh man, 3 months ago, if only we had won two out of that series that we should have took home. When that's what you're falling on, you're just not advancing with the play. You're not advancing with the team. You're not understanding the wider scope. That's all. And not to be harsh on people, but it's just true. If you're leaning on something that we should have taken, well, we should take everything. We should take every win, right? We should never lose in a perfect world. So that's just not the scope to move in. The culture really does. It takes a hit with that because we don't grow, and we just don't. We don't seem to speak like we understand baseball when we speak like that.
Absolutely. And I think what helps me with this, shout out to Brady Farkas. He's somebody that I kind of
Mm.
look to as, he looks at the why and not the what a lot of the time. So sometimes it comes across as he's defending, a managerial decision that could have cost the Mariners the game. Sometimes it comes across as he's not angry or upset enough about losing, or he doesn't hate losing enough. But I like Brady Farkas because one thing he said, and I want to talk about the why versus the what things happen. It's much more interesting to talk about the why. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, uh, talking about like bullpen decisions. Game one against the Cleveland Guardians, Casey Legumina comes in when the Mariners are down by 1 run in the eighth inning. Game three versus the Cleveland Guardians, Casey Legumina comes in when the Mariners are, I think, down by 1 run again, and or it was a tie game. I can't even remember at this point. There's so much baseball flying, but
Yeah.
people are already getting upset about okay, you're bringing in this reliever who didn't have good stats last year in a close game. But for the culture of the clubhouse, if you've ever been on a team, you know that you can't just not believe in half the clubhouse and believe in the stars.
Yeah. What? Yeah. That just makes no sense. It really does delete the sense of team and brotherhood and I don't know, being out there with your boys, in the trenches. The next man up thing, that's a thing too, but coming back around to your guy who's got it done before to get it done again. what are we talking about? That's normal. That should be, you don't make a mistake out here in the world and, oh, well, you can never go back. Oh, you didn't give exact change at Target. You can't go back to that place. I don't go to that place personally, but I know people do. And if you want to go back, you can make mistakes. So it's tough. It's tough, man. I don't buy into that. I hope other people will grow with the fact that, yeah, man, let that man go. Like Bizardo, like you can mess up, you can make a mistake. They hit a bomb off the boy in a huge moment, and then next year's coming around. Oh, why is he still here? What do you mean? Why is my boy still here? You're out of your mind. That boy is a dog. He's been a dog. One moment doesn't define your whole existence. So we've just really gotta, we gotta bite our tongue sometimes when we're quick to, not to give that chance to that young player. And they need that chance.
I think I just came up with a new motto while we're saying this. I
Mm.
think one of our
Yeah.
new mottos, I mean, we've got want to know every pitch, stay stoic, all glory to God. We might need to
Yeah.
add 1 through 26 because it is 1 through 26 on that field in that
Yeah,
clubhouse
man.
every single day.
I like that. I like that. I can roll with that.
We might need a song about like 1 through 26 is about like how every single
Okay.
player on the team because it's like that we
It's a
need to
real
get the
thing.
culture going, in
Hmm.
that regard. We need to get the culture just as on board with Casey Legamina as they are with a lot of these other players. And I know
For sure.
obviously, Casey Legamina is not as good as Edward Pizarro, who's not as, maybe not as good as Andres Munoz, but it doesn't mean that they don't have their spots.
Right. And look at the guys you just said. Like those are different ranges of seasoned player. Like I'm pretty sure those guys are in some different, age brackets too. So it's like you just got to see the evolution of a player and of what you got going on. And those, everybody plays different. It's not one guy's not going to develop and move like another guy. One guy's going to respond to their mistake much differently, sooner, later. You just hope that they respond. So that's why the culture has to stay, tight knit, because you just want that guy to respond, and you always want to be giving that energy of, we have an option to respond and we know you can. That's all.
And you definitely can't be in the clubhouse thinking, oh man, well, we better get it done with our top players or else the bottom of the lineup and the bottom of the bullpen's not going to come
No.
through for us. That's
Heck
not
no.
how they operate.
No, that's a movie. That's a Disney movie. Like, and then that's a bad movie, right? Because then the arc of that movie is, we got these big league 3, 4, 5 guys that really ball, and the other guys are scrubby, and then it always turns in the movie where everyone needs each other. So just if you can't learn from real life, learn from Disney. It's just not real. You're not gonna have one or two guys who hit all the bombs and everybody just cheers on the side, and they get all the money and all the praise. It's everybody out there, it really is. And for me, it's all the way to the guy on the field doing the maintenance, sweeping the dust, getting the lines right, making sure that the pen is correct and sharp for the guys who got to warm up. It's all a thing. Everybody matters.
This actually, as you're saying this, I think of, have you ever seen the movie Hardball?
Yeah, 100%.
I
100%.
just watched it for the
Uh,
first time like the other day.
okay.
What's
Yeah.
I think one of the most underrated baseball movies of all time. I implore everybody
Yeah.
listening to this
So
podcast,
fire.
if you have not watched Hardball, go watch it. But
Yeah.
like the way that the team, right? They're all fighting. They're all like, "Man, no,
Oh yeah.
I'm better," right?
Yeah.
And then once they come
Discombobulated.
together, once it becomes
Mm-hmm.
about something bigger than themselves,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, like no, it's like then they start winning, right? Then
Yeah.
it becomes starts to mean something, and it goes from this baseball team to I mean, you guys got to go watch the movie to understand, but
For sure.
that is exactly what this team need. If a baseball team is having trouble with culture, if baseball fans are having trouble seeing how every last player on the team matters, go watch Hardball.
Yeah, it's definitely a great example. So it's good that you bring that one up. No, it's a solid flick that shows the camaraderie and the family nature of a sport and what a sport can do and what it does, like at the face of it and behind it. So yeah, every player matters.
Absolutely. One of the most underrated baseball movies of all time. It came out, I found out like the week of 9/11. So it came out like September 14th, 2001.
Oh
Like
wow.
so nobody was going to the theaters, I guess. That's why,
Mm,
not as many people watched it, I felt like. It is like a
I can see
kind of a
that.
cult classic film, as far
Yeah.
as
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, for sure.
like there's
I've seen it a
people,
hundred times.
everybody who knows hardball knows hardball. So, uh,
For sure.
anyway, and then I wanted to touch on what you're saying about the different age brackets. So, funny enough,
Yeah.
Bizardo is the oldest of those three guys. Bizzardo's 30, but you wouldn't know
Okay.
that just by looking at him. He looks like he's got a little
No,
bit of a
there's no
baby
way.
face.
There's no
And
way you would guess he's 30 years old. There's no
I mean,
chance.
he really broke out last year in his
Yeah.
his age 29 season. He's been around with Boston a little bit, with Baltimore a little bit, but just thrown a couple games here and there. Never top 12 games in a year until 2024. He pitches in 23 different games. Then he goes all the way up to 73 games in 2025. A guy has a late bloom like that, a late breakout, right? He's still like to us, like you would not know guessing Edward Bizzardo's age. I mean, I would have guessed 24 before I looked it up, to be
Maybe.
honest.
Yeah, 20, 23, 24, maybe 25 as a staple. I would have went to 30. Not to say that's even old, because it's not. But just to say that, yeah, I just thought, he hadn't been in the league that long or like wasn't around that long. Um, wow. Yeah, no, that's different, but still, him being older than those guys, it doesn't change that, that one moment cannot define this guy. And then, like you said, his games went up. Obviously, his play went up because they saw something in him. I've seen him pitch a million times in my mind, I feel like. So I feel like he's been around longer than he actually has. It's wild.
No, I mean me as well. Like he is a rock
Yeah.
solid, component of the
Oh,
bullpen.
yeah,
He's part of the
for sure.
bedrock of it. And
Yeah.
also, the people harp on Dan Wilson's decisions all the time. I
Yeah.
just won't do that. I mean, he was the
Me
AL
neither.
manager of the year last year, right? Am I right about that?
Right? Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
was. He
Yeah,
was.
so I always forget those awards and stuff because there's always
Mhm.
one that wins, and there's multiple deserving guys. Steven
Always.
Vogt from the Cleveland Guardians, credit to him. Like he, I
Hmm.
think won 2 years ago, or like he's always in the running for it. So
Yeah.
with
He used
these,
to rock with us, Shout out to Vogue. Yeah.
shout out to Vogt, right? So it's like
Yeah, for sure.
when you look at these managers and the spot that they're in. I mean, it's just a straight up case of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You bring in,
Most of the
you
time.
bring in Munoz and he allows an opposite field, homer to Chase DeLauder on a pitch outside the strike zone that he had no
Mhm.
business even swinging at. What
Mhm.
do you do other than just say, tip your cap and say, all right, fair play, right?
Right. Right.
Like,
Yes, it's what you should do.
did you see that homer from Chase DeLauder? That
I
opposite
did. I mean,
field
not
left
in
field
real
base.
time, but I catch the highlights. Yeah, that thing was nasty.
Yeah, like Munoz throws like just an
Nasty.
totally outside pitch, outside and
Mhm.
up from the strike zone. So for that guy to
Mm.
even swing at that, would be a bad swing decision unless you do
You would
that. It's
think. Yeah, unless you turn it up like that. Yeah. I mean, that's baseball. Like 1 minute that's an out or that's a whiff or that's a little, a little droopy blooper that doesn't mean anything. And then 1 minute it's a rocket and everybody's waiting for this guy to get up again and thinking he's gonna hit another one. So yeah, it's play by play, and that's what these managers do. Dan played the game, so I'm never gonna be quick to jump on somebody who actually played the game at a high level and is part of the history and reason why these guys are where they are. Yeah, I'm gonna be really slow to jump on his decisions and any coach's decisions because I'm not a coach. But I think a lot of people chase that. They chase that high. They chase that energy of being a coach. I just hope that they do it with some diligence, because that guy is there for a reason. And I think we got a really good guy in the spot to make the decisions.
I would absolutely agree with you. And then just one more thing on that DeLauder homer. When I was watching it,
Yeah, yeah.
it was so obviously it's a crazy swing decision, crazy swing. The ball carries like crazy to the opposite field. I look at
Right.
my watch and I see that it's like 9:52 p.m. on a cold March night in Seattle. It's 44 degrees, and that they
Yep.
still carry to the opposite field like that. I mean, I'm not
Carries,
going to harp
yeah.
on it too much, but I will say
Mm.
that is a historic opening series for a young guy in Chase DeLauder. And
For
I
sure.
mean, I think time will tell. Like, this guy is probably going to be an all-star if he stays healthy. In my mind, it's like, I mean, he hit 400 in college at James Madison.
Mm.
He has hit like 300 all the way through the minors, and he has, I mean, an insane amount of power for like, I mean, like he's 6'3", 255, but he doesn't look like half that much. He's like skinny, like Matt Olson body type.
Right, right.
And then the swing decisions, I mean, that's almost who he is as a hitter. He's also like a bigger, uh, hitting both sides of the plate or hitting both handedness of pitcher kind of style of a Dominic Canzone type, where like a lanky lefty with almost like an uppercut golf swing. But I think his like he's also got the level swing that he put on that pitch.
Yeah,
So
seen that level swing. Seen that. Yeah, that kid's a hitter, 100%.
and the other thing I'll say is like through 5 games of the season, if you liked a player before the season and they're hitless, you should still like the player just the same. Like 5 games do not tell you, especially in March, do not tell you any more than 5 games in July or 5 games in September. It seems like April, right? Or like, opening day, opening week, opening series should teach you the most about baseball because these players had the whole offseason, right, to work on stuff. And there's a chance that they, it seems like, okay, well, they have the whole offseason to work on changes. This should be the time where you see the most change in ideas of players. However, and you see Emerson Hancock come out here, number 4 starter. Why is he the number 4
Yeah,
starter over Luis Castillo? Why? Oh, and then he throws 6 no-hit innings with 9 strikeouts, and he looks.
right.
I mean, honestly, he gets some just silly swing and misses from the Guardians. He's making them look dreadful, like at the plate. He's making them look like they just don't. Like I mean, he's getting some, scary results from
For
these
sure.
Guardians hitters. So, what do
For
you
sure.
think, Don, about the fact that even though we are at the beginning of the season, tensions are high,
Mhm.
expectations are high. When players don't perform, in a vacuum of 4 or 5 games right now, since it's the only 4 or 5 games we have this year, people are so quick to judge.
Mhm. They really are. I want to lean on that factor of we don't lose, we learn. I think early in the season, if you can cut the bitterness of the early losses with anything, it's that we're learning. And these guys are just going to learn that rhythm. They're going to get into it. They're going to get into their game. They're going to find their game. I don't think you can use the same thing as heavy. When we're halfway through the season, when we're final third, when we're you're 3 games back and you need everything. You still learn obviously in real time, but it's not the you can't hang your hat on that. So right now, hopefully people will learn. We're just learning. We're learning our team. We're catching that unison. We're catching that camaraderie. We're finding out who's three, who's four, who's where, who's what, who wants to pitch there, who wants to pitch here. Um, Even with the off season, you got to understand that's a planning and strategic stage as well. But it's not. Then when the regular season starts, personally, I'm not obviously a player or a coach, but when it starts, that's when you really see the real thing. You see the lineup, you see who's really coming out there. In the off season or in the spring, you might not even see a guy really. And guys go to the World Baseball Classic, you might not even see a guy. So now the guy's coming, you know what's happening, and yeah, it's a learning period. So cut that bitterness with learning.
Exactly. I think you bring a good point with the WBC because Dominic Canzone comes out, hits a double dong, 2 homers on opening day.
Yeah, blistering.
But you look at his at bats in the WBC. He didn't hit a homer in the WBC. He was taking excellent at bats, walking a whole bunch. I mean, he was a big part of the reason Team Italy made the semifinals. And I mean, took Venezuela. They defeated, I think it was Puerto Rico, right? Yeah, they defeated Puerto Rico in the quarters. Then they made it to the semis against Venezuela. Obviously, defeated the U.S. in pool play in that big, huge upset.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was wild.
But you
And
look
kept
at
them alive. And kept them alive. So beat them and kept them in the dance. So we got to remember
exactly.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like people have already forgot that Julio hit a bomb opening day of the World Baseball Classic. People already forgot
Yeah.
that Julio made this insane catch in the World Baseball
Yeah,
Classic, right?
of course. It's so funny. Everything's just you got so much going on, social media, life flying at you, but there's so much that went on that people didn't celebrate for long enough, I think. And even in the spring, more than likely, I didn't catch a lot of that ball. I bet there was a lot of breakout guys who we're not going to see right now because they're clubhouse guys right now, still trying to, get their grit. They're not getting celebrated. So yeah, man, a lot of things that happened that were monumental. But yeah, Julio, like, come on, boy is balling. That was amazing. Spider-Man grab, like in the classic. Yeah, so as long as that translates, then people will be happy again. But they should understand these guys are working on that the whole time. he's climbing those walls in places that we're not even watching. You know what I'm saying? Like just to be ready to do that. So
Exactly. And
yeah,
on the topic of Julio, you know, we got a big night tonight. You mentioned last time
yeah,
how Julio's love for anime, specifically One Piece. He's had this sick, cleats and accessories
hmm,
and all this stuff. Uh, they're doing One Piece night at the ballpark tonight. And I
yeah.
really want to touch on, obviously, there's, a special promotion and stuff, but how that One Piece mentality, which I understand, I've never actually watched the show myself, I might need to.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's like
That's all right.
basically going after just the one thing, and that's the part that might make sense in the baseball context. I want to let you touch on
For
that.
sure. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, and when you can, if you want to watch it, take a look at it. Some people, say anime and cartoon illustration is for children, but this really is something that you can get behind the meaning of what's happening with it. So yeah, it's a journey of these cats who become pirates, or they're striving to be pirates, and yeah, they're chasing the One Piece, which is the ultimate treasure, that was hidden by this other ultimate captain of pirates. But yeah, it's a journey and it's a saga. These cats are getting together just like a team would, just like our guys are, to face these battles and to be the ultimate version of themselves. You see them grow through it, you see them change through it. Each one has a job and has like their thing that they do while learning other things and leaning on each other. So that Julio loves it, and that we're playing New York. So Jazz, Chisholm, he loves it too. They're both One Piece freaks. They love that shit. Stuff. My bad. It's just a thing that took over. Yeah, it's a thing that took over the culture. Like you'll see. You said you're going to the game. You're gonna see it, man. Pull your phone out. The jersey is supposed to be awesome that they're giving away. I think
I
there's a
might have to
section that has a
try to
bobblehead.
snag you one.
Yeah, if you can. If not, at least get you one. It's supposed to be a sweet item. And I bet the whole place will be in full force because of it, because a lot of people watch it too. So the culture will be in there. I bet you'll see a lot of straw hats. It's just something that people can rally around. It's just like when the fellas picked up Mr. Rager from Kid Cudi, and something that everybody can kind of pulse around and be around, or Trident's Up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really a thing. The One Piece is like a saying or a movement. And yeah, I got into it late, but it really is an awesome thing to see. Check it out.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
with the Mariners being obsessed with one thing, right?
Mm.
The first two
Yeah.
games of the season don't hit a single single. First team since
Yeah.
1898, since stats have been
Yeah.
recorded, to go
Yeah.
the first two games without recording a single. Yet
Mm.
they hit a couple doubles, a whole bunch of homers. I think
Oh
4 or
yeah.
5 homers in the first
Yeah, man.
two games of the season.
Mhm.
So we could touch on the topic of it's really like a give and a take, a pull and a push. With our homers more important than small ball.
Mm.
Obviously,
Right.
it's both got to go together. But last night, you see a whole lot of small ball be the reason why the Mariners win. I mean, not a whole lot. 2-1 over the Yankees, but a whole lot of singles like that ninth inning walk off with Cal. Three super solid singles. Didn't need anything else, and I mean those were just good pieces of single hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to let you touch on how this team has gone from 2 games of strictly homers and doubles, and a triple in there with Leo Rivas to
Right.
hitting a whole lot of singles the past 2 days.
For sure, man. No, that was a beautiful thing to turn it around into something that we like to see versus the starting result. Just slow to come out the gate. And then yeah, seeing Rivas get that triple was beautiful. But if I recall, we didn't bring him in to score, and that hurts as well. So to see us playing small ball and getting those here and there's, and hitting to where it seemed like a batter wanted to hit it to, not where they accidentally got jammed, like hitting into spaces. Like I might be wrong, but I want to attribute that probably to Edgar Martinez helping our guys and conditioning our guys, because he knew how to hit where it needed to be. And also, I want to praise that boy Brandon Donovan. Shout out Donnie Be Good. That boy is nice, and the fact that he can get into a home run, situation, and after talk to the press about, man, I was thinking about bunting. Like what? Like other cats would blow their top and be upset about that. To me, that's amazing, because this guy's willing to do what it takes to get the run in, to play that smaller ball, even though what happened was, the greatest outcome. he was willing to lay that down, to create, to do something, to shake it up, to make them make a play, so we can fight. And I think that's what we should be always thinking about. And then that greater outcome will become easier. So yeah, I'm a big fan of small ball, long-winded to make it short. But I think the grander thing comes out when you do play the small ball.
As the voice of the Teal Sleeves once said, "Sin limites, no limits," right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no limit, bro. Let your game flow and fight for your team and bet on yourself. As people love to say, and as everyone should. Make them make a play. All those guys out there play at a high level. Make that guy show his glove. Make that guy show his speed. Make that guy do the fundamental thing. Because when you're in the mix, you might mess up, and when you're in the electric factory, you might not hear or understand what to do when those fans are on your neck. So, let those guys fight for it. It's the best thing to do.
Absolutely. And as far as I've been talking about a lot about Statcast. If you've joined the channel in the last couple days, which I appreciate everybody who has, we've been talking a lot about Statcast. I did a little bit of a Statcast tutorial on Saturday night after the game. In my post game. And one of the biggest pieces, obviously, exit velocity. If you don't know about exit velocity, just the brief overview, most of you, I'm sure, do. Exit velo, right, is how hard the ball comes off, or how hard the ball comes off the bat. And
Right.
that determines, was the ball hit hard, basically. To hit well, you have to hit the ball hard. Whether you're hitting singles or you're hitting homers, you got to be able to hit the ball hard. And, obviously there's certain anomalies like Ichiro, Luis Ariz, Jacob Wilson, but even those guys want to hit the ball hard into the gaps. And you talk about Edgar, and the hitting philosophy, that is hitting the ball hard, but to the place where part of it is analytical. As the game has grown analytically, it's like, okay, well, there's just a better chance of adding probability to my team winning if I hit this ball in the gaps rather than trying to pull it too hard down the line. And yet sometimes you can't limit yourself, like Brendan Donovan. Both of his homers this year have just been, I'm not worried about it. All these numbers going on in my head. I'm pulling the ball straight down the line and, hitting the ball really hard and putting it straight down the line. So I think, when we talk about like, is exit velocity worth focusing on? It's really like only as much as it helps us.
Yeah, for sure. I think only as much as you are willing to understand it and let it be what it is. If you're a guy chasing a number because you know LA Cruz hits a certain velo and that's why he's so good, then I think you're damaging the knowledge of exit velo. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if you notice the trend that your batting is hitting this velo and you're doing this thing and it's doing a thing over time, then I think you're doing a really good thing with knowledge and you're probably putting it to good use. Okay, I need to maybe have this type of swing. I'm getting this. I'm hitting this. I'm hitting here, and the velo's this every time. Great, it's sustaining. Cool. But I mean, I think we with youth ball, especially like they get so much energy and data and stat that's one that I think when you're lower level, like just let's not worry about it. Let's just hit the ball hard. When you're hitting the ball hard. And then later when the number makes sense and it's stats and it's, we're tracking these MLB guys and you're doing a thing all the time, then then it really plays a part.
Absolutely. And, we talk about like the early results that we have. So Joey Weimer, who's on the Nationals, who, if I'm
Mm.
being honest, I didn't even know this guy was on the Nationals. It's like his fifth MLB team.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And he, I didn't know he was on the Nationals until opening day. He's at a couple of homers. He tied Carlos Delgado's streak of 10 straight plate appearances to open the season, reaching base.
Wow.
And so I
That's
say all that
awesome.
to say, it's like, yeah, it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Do I think Joey Weaver is suddenly, an amazing player? Do I even think he's an everyday player? No. Like,
Right, right.
the odds are, right? I mean, any random 4 or 5 game stretch, and the same thing with exit velo is true, is a guy could put up awesome exit velocities for a week, and it doesn't mean you should necessarily take that, too literally. Now, it matters more than like a batting average in terms of predicted value in a lot of ways because, okay, if a guy who has never hit the ball harder than, let's say, 108, and then he comes out with 3 batted balls the next week, the first week of the season of 112, 113, 114, then I mean, those are his three hardest batted balls of his career. He's clearly,
Right.
I mean, not clearly, right? This is I can't even
Right.
stumble over my own
Statistically.
words,
Yeah. No, you're
but
good.
there's something in that, right? That's like,
Hmm.
and then you look at the context. The context is super important, which I was talking about in the post game last night. Is like, okay, like if there's already been a story like Cole Young, right, where he's been working on his body so much this offseason. That's like one of the main things you hear about him is he's added all this muscle, been working on his body so much. If that story goes with whatever the narrative that the data is telling you, which is that
Mm.
this guy's hitting the ball harder than ever before, then at least it's something that you can put a little bit of stock in and say, okay,
Right.
this guy is doing something we haven't seen before, and we heard that this was going to be his goal all offseason.
For sure.
Doesn't mean
It's
it's
the
going to.
compound details. Yeah.
It's the compounding of the qualitative data, the story that you've heard all offseason,
Hmm.
and the quantitative data that you're seeing in the data now that you have games that matter and results.
Right.
So, is winning early important? Yes, but winning in these kind of contexts is even more important. Seeing Cole
Hmm.
Young be super decisive on his swings and lace balls to exactly where he wants to lace him. It looks like right now when Cole Young does get a hit, which I mean it's been quite a few times, 3 last night. It's that he is decisive and he's getting the hit exactly where he wants. It's not a mistake, right? It's not like, I'm just going to try to put bat on ball and then hope that it goes to. No, it's like, I'm decisive. I'm driving this thing down the line. Oh, it's a fastball from, a lefty who thinks that he can get me out because I'm a lefty at the plate. Oh, no, I'm lacing this thing into center field. So,
Oh yeah.
winning in these contexts early on, I would say, is more important than even the winning because I mean we've still got 157 games to go,
So
and
much
if
baseball.
we see the players, exercising good habits, this is why people say baseball it has more life lessons than any other sport because
Mm.
the life lessons of having to stay consistent every single day. That's is why we say 1-0.
Right. Definitely. It's a lot. And hopefully, people will understand that more and more. And the more they see, I think the more they know. The more that you follow like a younger guy, like Colt and like these cats, Ryan Bliss, who've done things over time, you can see the growth more than I think when you weren't following him or when I wasn't following a lot of things like that, and I was just seeing guys in the major leagues, it wasn't there wasn't a window to put all that work into. But now we've got so much access. You can see a guy working, you hear from a guy, you know what they're working on, and then you see when they start playing what's changed, what's happening. There's so much news and data, as provided and that you can hunt for. So there's really a lot to it. It's a lot to the game. There's a lot of games. So yeah, let's not break the bank early and let's try to learn and let's try to see it later down the line where we can speak on it. We can see that true change. Like man, that really was growth.
And God forbid we have a little bit of fun with this game of baseball,
Yeah,
right?
what? We need to have so much fun, man. Yeah, have fun. First and foremost, have fun.
Remind yourself why you love this game in the first place. You love this game because you had that, baseball gripped you as a kid, as Dave Niehaus said, you don't grip a baseball,
Right.
baseball grips you. Or you
Yeah,
get
man.
that first glove, right, and you start playing catch.
Hmm.
We might have to do a catch and converse, by the way, someday. I mean, I
Oh,
would.
for
That's something
sure.
that I would want to do off camera, but just to
Yeah. Oh,
like
we as we should.
put it on cameras and even even better. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, we'll
yeah,
do it. We'll definitely do that, brother. It's a thing of beauty to bond over anything, and for this game, it really is something to connect and speak on, and a lot of emotions come with it. I understand that, and nothing wrong with being emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve as well, but you just got to be able to control that. That's what this game is about too. Controlling those emotions, staying, being you and being within yourself, and being able to go super saiyan with your skills, but yet stay humble and learn and prosper, bro. It's just a thing, like just like life. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna heal. How are you healing? How are you going through that? Baseball is a reflection of us, bro. Those guys are just like us. We're just like them. So, the mirror is up, and if you take a look into that, then you can really see the beauty in the game.
absolutely. I mean, and I don't know if this is a song or just a bar, but
Yeah.
I wear my heart on my teal sleeve.
Hey, for sure. That's a fact, man. Yeah, that's a
Like
fact. It's definitely a saying now. That's
it's
for
a
sure. I definitely will wear that, and it'd be cool to have a patch, man. I'll get a patch popping. Just get a
oh
patch of
yeah.
heart for the teal
Is that a
sleeve,
Stitch
brother, because
God
it's true.
original right there?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is the one I wear like all the time, man. This one, this one is that I had made in honor of Swaggerty, Sam Haggerty, and his Epic Soul clothing line. It says Epic Soul on the back. I love to wear this one to the games when I'm at the home games because it's not a player name, but it's kind of like a theme, because I'm
Oh
Soulful
yeah.
Cat. So yeah,
No, that's
love this shit.
that's what it's all about, and that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
man,
The culture is all
for sure.
about. Going 1-0 is all about. Make it about something bigger than yourself. We say, "Oh, all
Oh
glory to
yeah.
God." That's what it's all, about. Um,
Mhm.
and staying stoic as well. There's a difference between, staying stoic means, control what you can control. Don't criticize Dan Wilson's bullpen, decisions.
Yeah,
Don't stop believing in all the players, just because they had a bad outing or because they had, some poor statistics last year.
for sure.
And focus on what you can control. I think is something that we can always take as like, okay, you can control how you see this game. You can control how you contribute to the discourse. So that's what we want to bring, to you guys is a little bit of it, not a higher brow level of discourse, but a more, we do want to elevate the discourse. Like it's not like we're turning our nose up at what the fans have to say. Quite the opposite.
No.
Not going to tell you how to
Yeah.
be a fan,
Mhm.
but we want to
No.
make this better.
It's our duty to make it better because we are fans, right? So we know how it feels to be at a game. We know how it feels to be a player. We've played the game. I don't care what level you played on. You played on a team. You've had friends who played with you. You've counted on them. They dropped a ball or something. You guys are at school the next day or wherever, and you're still friends, right? So let's remember that type of stuff, man. These guys are our guys, our community people, friends, family, the churchgoers. All of this, and there's no reason. Sometimes I see the etiquette at the park and it's wild. And I personally, I don't recommend it to everybody, but I personally don't allow it. I try to check it in a kind way, like, hey man, this is for everybody. It's kids here. It's love. It's love. It's not hate. You know what I'm saying? I take that everywhere. So I do hope that we can all tap into that. We're all one. We're all here for that one piece, that mission. So yeah, let's just lift our guys. It's so early to. I can't take anybody spazzing out right now. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't be there with you. It's not even time. It's not time at all.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. So this whole next week we've got upcoming right. These last two games versus the Yankees, excellent pitching matchups. On deck
Right.
tonight, Luis Castillo, Max Fried. I'll be at the game tonight and tomorrow, which
Yeah.
is my two Cy Young favorites in the AL. If you were to give me two bets and say if either of these guys wins the Cy Young in the AL, you get $1,000. I
Mm.
would put it on George Kirby and Max
Hey.
Fried, or sorry, no,
Hey.
George Kirby and Cam Schlittler, and that's who's the pitching
Hey.
matchup is
Max is
tomorrow.
nice, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
and
think you
Max
got the
Fried
good
is
picks.
yeah, he's more of a safe pick, right? I think that's
Right.
what prevents him from being a Cy Young type guy. Is like he is a safe pick. He's not going to be the biggest strikeout artist. He's going to do some weak contact, but like you don't get a Cy Young pick by going for a guy who's comfortably in that second or third tier of starting pitchers in the 10 to 20 range. You get a Cy Young pick by looking at, okay, who can break out and be better than the top 5, which is like
Right.
Scooble, Crochet, in the AL. Those are kind of the two to beat. I mean, obviously Garrett
Yeah.
Crochet, if he goes over 200 innings again and pitches like he does, it's going to be tough to beat him. Scooble, I
Yeah.
mean, if he stays with the Tigers the entire year and, pitches like he does, it's going to be tough to beat. But I'm not going to pick those guys because that's just obviously one, it's a little bit boring, right?
Yeah. You like to
If
shake it up. Yeah.
if you said it's $1 million, if this person wins the Cy Young, I'm probably picking Skeens and Crochet if I've got two guesses. But if you're
Right.
saying oh, like if you got to pick somebody outside the top 10, I'm probably not picking anybody in the 10 to 20 range. I'm probably picking guys in the 20 to 30 range that have the stuff to break out
Hmm.
to the 1 to
I
5
like it.
range.
I like it. I like it.
And that's what George Kirby and Cam Schlittler are. George Kirby, my Cy Young pick this year. Cam Schlittler, I mean, right behind him in terms of
Mm.
who I, just watch and be like, oh my goodness, like this guy just
Yeah.
has stuff.
Yeah, you can tell. The boy is made for the game. 100%.
Absolutely. So on deck this next week, that's what I was getting to. After these two pitching matchups in Seattle end the first homestand of the year, we go to LA, Anaheim specifically, face
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and
Hmm.
that'll be their opening day on Friday. So the first off day of the season on Thursday. Um, then you got 3 games set with the Angels, this weekend. This Sunday game, I'll tell you guys what. 10 likes. We need 10 likes. If we get 10 likes, we'll live stream during this game. We'll do a little watch
Yeah, let's do
along.
it. I like that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get those 10 up. If we get those 10, yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah. That's nice and reasonable. If you guys want it, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with everybody you talk baseball with. And then after that Angels series, go to Texas. So this is the AL West, right? You got some long road trips, so going to Texas, facing the Rangers for a 3-game set there. And then obviously when you go face one Texas team, they're not going to make you travel all the way back and then travel
you
all the
gotta
way back to
double up.
Texas. Got to double up. So you got the 4
Yeah.
games. Actually, sorry, the Astros are playing here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the Astros are coming here, and they're going to be playing a 4-game set with us. The rare Friday through Monday homestand.
Mm.
So, usually we start the new series on a Monday, or we got the day off, but this will be the end of a series on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be different. It'll be packed out for those Astros. Those games get full.
Weirdly enough, too, it's a 1:10 day game. It's a matinee on a Monday.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see then. That's a tricky time. That's a tricky time. But that's a
Def-
fun game. I love going to those type of games personally because usually it's the Astros, so it'll be a popular game. But if it wasn't such a popular squad, you can go to that game and kind of move around, and
oh
see some
yeah,
different seats, for the freebie. So
you
those
got
are
to
kind of
get
fun times.
you got to get your eyes on different places in the ballpark. That helps
Oh
you
yeah, you
understand where the
have to.
strike zone is. It gets your eyes
Hmm.
adapted to all that stuff.
Yeah, man, different experiences, man. You got to see it from different angles. Maybe even not even get a ball. You never know. So I love to move around.
Oh
Got to
yeah,
move around.
I haven't got on the board this year. How many balls did you end up getting last year?
Oh man, I need to do the count. I used to keep track.
Oh, so it's so many you had to count.
I'm up, brother. I'm up, and I want to stay up. I'm chasing big numbers. And I would say last year total, I think I had like 50 something, 52, maybe 53. And those aren't just at home because I go to away games too. So yeah, I'm up there. So this year, hopefully, I'll get some numbers. But of course, I'm not gonna go to as many home games this year. It's gonna be a little tougher to get the ball from the homies when I'm not right next to them. But we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And I mean,
Yeah.
last year I only got 2. I got the Seth Brown batting practice homer on opening day last year. Got a
Nice.
J.P. Crawford toss up. I do not
There you
try to
go.
get balls that. I mean, if there's ever a chance for a kid to get it, I'm always gonna
Hmm.
like try to make sure the kid gets the ball first, right?
Word, word. I feel that. I feel that. I'm a Scrooge. I'm tough, man. The baseball, I chase it. I love the kids. Don's here for the kids. But if I haven't got one, I might have to hold one and be like, yo, I got you on the next one. I'm so terrible. I know people hate me for it.
Well,
It's tough. It's tough.
I mean, and if the player's like JP, right, when he's walking off, he's
Yeah.
always trying to toss it to a kid. Like I'm gonna
Right,
make
right.
sure the kid gets their ball. But if it like
Yeah.
this one, I remember I
Hmm.
was sitting in the seat. He tossed it. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know if he was looking at a kid. There was no like real kids around me, and he tosses it,
Yeah.
and it comes straight to me. I'm like looking down,
Hey.
and I barely look up and catch it. And I'm like,
Dimer. Nice.
like if that
Yeah,
happens,
you're
right?
right though. Yeah, you
uh,
have to. That's yours. Yeah,
The
that's
other
what are you
thing
gonna
is,
do?
my thing is like I got to get on the board each year.
Mm,
Like I want one
right.
baseball, just to have a baseball from that year. I'm not gonna be
Yeah, that'd be
trying to.
nice.
I'm not desperate to like get. Once I get one, two, I'm much more willing to give him out. And since I got one,
Yeah.
opening day last year, batting practice, as soon as the gates to the park open, I
Ah,
saw this ball get hit into the right field seats. I had
Oh,
my eye
okay. You
on it
scoped it. There you
the whole
go.
time the pen was
Like
open,
that.
those 30 minutes, longest 30 minutes of my life, right? I'm like, okay, I know there's a ball under that seat. As soon as I could, right, I go into the other part, when the stadium opens, I go into the stadium, I go look in the seats, and then some other dude was looking for it too, was just looking through all the
Oh,
seats,
of
and then he ends
course.
up getting it, and he's like, I'm like, oh, you got it. That's the Seth Brown homer from batting practice that he hit, you know,
Mm.
uh, right when the gates open. He's like, oh man, you can have it then, like, cause I knew exactly who
Oh,
hit it
that's
and stuff,
love.
and I'm
He
like, you
showed
sure?
love.
I'm like, you sure? You sure? He's like, yeah, bro, it's all yours.
That's
Um,
love.
and it wasn't like
That's
a
super cool.
kid. It was another dude.
Yeah, yeah, but that's so
I
much love. That's so cool.
and I could tell he was a ball hawk too, so he was gonna get
Yeah,
himself on the board plenty of
right.
times that
But
year.
that you
So
knew who it was, he knew you had your eye on it. He showed you some love. That's awesome.
exactly. So
That's what it's about, man.
when you it's what it's about. When you go to the ballpark, when you talk Mariners baseball, this should make you believe in life more. This should make you believe in humanity more. That's what this is here to do. There's plenty of stuff outside in the world, right? We're not going to fix all those problems in the context of baseball, but we're going to make life a little bit better.
Yeah, we always hope to. And kind of stepping back to that JP thing, he does throw to the children, mostly, almost every time, which is a beautiful thing. But at Yankee Stadium, it was my first time there, like 4 years ago. Now I go annually, and me and my boy snuck down a little bit closer. We were in the, we like to sit over the pin so we can chop it up with our guys, but snuck down to over the, oh, basically over the bull or over the dugout, and bro, I was just Captain JP. I was just hollering, bro, just trying to get the attention. And then finally, like it was like 2 innings. The homies already left because they were scared to be down. I was like, I have to try. And and he like coming off the field. I was like, Captain. And I know he seen me, bro. And he just hit me with a hot one. And I was like, yes. But instantly when I caught it, this Yankee kid runs to me and he's like, hey, let me get that ball. And his dad was like, yeah, give him that ball. And I looked at this kid and I was like, you got me twisted. This is my first time at Yankee Stadium. And kid had a ball. And I could tell him and his dad be hawking. They had a few. So I know they thought I was scummy, but I can't give up my first JP to the Yankee fan. Like that's unbelievable. It wasn't even a Mariner fan. So yeah, yeah, they see me. I mean I'm after it.
Come on,
I fight
come
for
on.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be, I mean, a kid who's doesn't even like that team probably doesn't even know who J.P. Crawford is, who's
Yeah, it just wants a baseball.
who already
Come
has
on.
one, right? It's that stuff is crazy.
Yeah, you
Uh,
gotta watch. You gotta watch.
like you, if a kid wants a ball, right? And I mean, JP when he's at T-Mobile, right? He
Mhm.
scans for kids.
Oh yeah, he
And
waits it out.
he waits it
Yeah.
out, scans for kids. He's trying to get it to the kids. I will be like, I will always like, if I'm standing up, it's the end of an inning, right? I will
Hmm.
like point to kids near me. I'll like try to point to kids near me
Word.
to help them. Like, and I'll
That's
be like,
awesome.
if there's a kid next to me or like around me
Mhm.
that's like, man, I want to get a ball, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what to do, right? Go down there in between the innings, when the Mariners are coming off the field, and I'm gonna like, if you're here, right, I'm gonna like point to you. I'm gonna be like,
Right. Show the
this
love.
kid.
Yeah, for
Like I want
sure.
the kids, I
Yeah.
want to make it because that also makes a big difference for that kid if it's their first ball. Then
Life
that
changing.
could get them into baseball, right? But if it's
Hmm.
obviously context, right? Context matters,
Oh
like we
yeah,
were
it
saying
matters. It
with
matters every time.
when we talk about the relievers, right? And the stats, it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, okay, right? Context matters. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And a little bit more sauce for the culture for our Mariners homies. I'll give you a little sauce for the Julio section, and I kind of that's my guy. That's my boy. And I just want to give him some flavor. If you're in the Julio section and you want to be respectful, somewhat like Dom said, inning 1 to like 3 or 4, let the kids get the ball. Let the kids rush the front. Show them love. Let Julio dime up the kids like 1 to 6. Just let that happen. Be cool. After that, get your glove up, get loud. Julio, que lo que, do your thing, because he's looking for you. And I feel like I learned that over time. So early on, if you're an adult, he'll literally be like, calm down. Like, because let's hit the kids, let's share the love. And then later in the game, yeah, try and get a ball. 6 through 9, that's when the adults can rise. So you want a little Julio advice? There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess honestly, I might have to change the name of this episode. Instead of how important are early results, I'm gonna have to change it to context matters for the Mariners early,
Hey, why
because
not?
that feels like the real theme here. Context
Mm,
matters, whether it's One Piece night, whether it's the
mhm.
relievers, whether it's throwing up the ball, JP throwing up the balls to the kids. Context
Yeah.
matters early for the Mariners in 2026. And and also go watch Hardball. Anything else you got to
Yeah.
say, Don?
That's about it. Definitely go watch Hardball. And yeah, we don't lose, we learn right now. Heavy. We learn.
Exactly. 1-0. If you don't learn, then you're not going 1-0, whether you win or you lose. So, some good stuff to leave you guys with. Yeah, context matters. If you don't learn, you lose. And go watch Hardball. See you guys on the next episode of the 1-0 podcast. It has been Dom Skeen and Don Dishes. Make sure you go and check out all of Don's stuff over on his social media. Gonna have some new music coming soon, I'm sure.
That's right. Oh, you know it. Cooking up. Coming soon.
And we will see you guys back here next Tuesday as regularly scheduled. Go M's.
Peace.
10 likes if you want that watch along. 10 likes.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.